We are live.
The books. Open your books.
Back open. I'm gonna write open the books.
We got the pregame lineup preview, game preview, brought to you by our good friends at Coors Light. Crack a nice ice cold Coors Light, the beer that's made to chill. If you need, we know you need something to chill when we're watching these goddamn games. The Mets are the team that there's a fucking fan graph stat for you. Fans that need to chill the most. Mets fans number 1, 2, and 3 on that list. Beer that's made to chill. Coors Light, crack it open, celebrate responsibly during this game.
We are coming down the stretch here, so it's going to be stressful. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be a lot to handle, and so having your trusty Blue Mountains cold Coors Light on hand, whether we're either celebrating wins, drowning sorrows for losses, whether you got to drink through these tough innings with the bullpen, Coors Light is it's like you need your friends, your family, your Coors Light to get through this Mets stretch. So we will be live pre and post game from here on out, the next 17 games in a row to close out the regular season. As the Mets seem to maybe make a playoff push here, which is nuts. I might have to go from Consolina straight to playoff bill, but we'll see what happens. So every night we'll be doing a quick 10 or 15 minute recap pregame before the game starts. Tonight we'll get to a couple topics real quickly, but first, I just saw that the Mets have the highest team batting average in baseball, 274 as a team. Fucking insanity!
That's why we need to chill, Kevin. That's why we need our Coors Lights to chill us down, because they're probably the worst team in baseball runners in scoring position. Has to be. Have to be the worst.
That really is the problem. Is that obviously it's a good stat, but it makes it. I would almost prefer them not to be, because they're not. They're under 500, and they're. It's crazy to have the best team batting average, and have a guy like DeGrom and have some of the stars you have, and be stuck, 19 and 24 or whatever the record is here. Third in OPS. I mean, it's like
highest on base, Kevin.
Highest on base.
It doesn't matter when when there's no pitching.
It's a real shame, because it's these are the years that you look back on because of the Wilpons and because of the way we've managed, where it's like if they had gone all in on a couple guys here and there and didn't use fucking Band-Aids and didn't make a few stupid trades, who knows what could have happened. So as it currently stands, 19 and 24, 3 games back of a playoff spot, but 3 teams ahead of us and 4 teams really in the mix. So it's not just about 3 games. It's about everybody needs to lose down the stretch. We need to win. And really what always gets me is it's almost like making the playoffs as an 8 seed in basketball, where you're like barely 500. At the end of the day, this run differential is pretty shitty. We're under 500, and so we might squeak in. But part of me, I don't want to root against them by any means, of course not. But part of me is like, man, wouldn't it just be better to get a higher draft pick and not get false hopes and build? You know what I mean? It's just like it's all smoke and mirrors.
There's only 17 games left, and we haven't even won 20 games yet. So they need to go on a run.
It's like,
could you imagine if Stroman and Cespedes decide to opt back in just because we're on the fringe, and they're like, you know what, maybe we'll come back.
That would be the greatest move ever.
The opt-in would be something. So yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, who cares? Because you make it into the playoffs and anything can happen. I'm just saying, I'm firmly sitting in Consolina, and I don't want to throw myself back into a false hope situation. I've been arguing with my mom, who I think might make an appearance tomorrow on the podcast. She got very mad that I, quote-unquote, abandoned my team. And I was like, listen, bitch, this is what we do, okay? I need to protect myself and my mental well-being. And if I need to give some space between me and this team, that's exactly what I'm going to do. But last night she said, I'll bet you $10 we're going to come back and win this game. And like a second later, they hit that 3-run home run, and it was put out of reach. And she was like, I'll pay you $10.
Mama Clant's coming on the pod. This is true. 2020 is truly the strangest of times. If this actually happens.
She told me she loves Maggie Gray from WFAN. She told me she was going to call Maggie just to complain about me. She said she's going to call Maggie and be like, my son is abandoning the Mets and like fuck him. I was like, are you goddamn serious right now, Mom? You're gonna just call another radio station to talk shit about me? What the fuck, Ma?
And two, Mama, I think that was your line when she's already done that. She already sewered you with Gio, right?
Yes, yeah, this is what she does. She calls WFAN and talks shit about me. Like, fuck off, Mom.
Your mom has a commenter name. She goes in the comments. She's on the she's the one who's like, fuck this 1 minute man asshole. Always hating everything, motherfucker. And she's the hater. She's the one that made you that hater.
He did ask me the other day. She goes, what's the name of those videos you make? And I was like, well, it's kind of awkward because it's like a sexual double entendre. Like 1 minute man. So maybe she did use that info and go start talking shit about me on Twitter, on Instagram. All right, so let's get into our little rundown here. 10 minutes before game time. Starting off with some big picture news. Alex Rodriguez and J-Lo still trying to be in the mix. I mean, desperation is a stinky cologne. This is sad. I mean, it's sad. It's sad. First of all, you just mathematically just don't. They're like, we believe we have the highest bid. I don't believe you do. I just think he has a higher bid than you. I think this is as close to a done deal as it could possibly be. And if any reason, if there was any reason it would fall apart, it would be more like, the owners don't like him or he gets caught up in a scandal. It wouldn't just be like, oh, wait a minute, A-Rod said he would donate to charity, so we're changing directions. I mean, no.
The Wilpons, known people that do not like to take every single dollar they can get their hands on. That's who they are. What the fuck are you talking about? Get out of here. J-Lo. I actually respect J-Lo pushing A-Rod aside, be like, I'll fucking take care of this. Put me down as like the face of the franchise. I'll do whatever's necessary. Oh. And then everyone's just like, me and Kyle had the same exact quote. It was fucking Ferris Bueller. Go home.
Yeah, it's over.
Go home.
It's a wrap.
They're having a special meeting for the owners in November just to ratify him as an owner. Like, you don't even set that up if you don't think it's going through.
No. I mean, I had like some concerns in the process that like maybe he'd spend too much and he would make other owners look bad. And I had a moment of trepidation that maybe they wouldn't approve him. And then that's not happening. We're all good. It's happening, barring a catastrophe, which is, it is possible. We've seen it once before, but it's not going to be just like, oh, never mind, J-Rod is the winner. That's just not how fucking reality works.
I hope not, too, because I'm burning bridges right now with every blog I write. We're not getting access anywhere.
To me, what about these guys who are kind of in the Barstool world? I'm like, I don't know. If they had come on KC Radio, maybe I would, if A-Rod was doing KC Radio instead of PMT and the Corp, I probably would have had his back and carried his water. But, sorry. I mentioned before the Mets are 19-24. They actually have a higher percentage chance of making the playoffs than the Marlins, who are currently in at the moment. And I don't know if that's just because of scheduling or if statistical robots are thinking, well, the other shoe eventually has to drop for the Miami Marlins. But between them and the Orioles, who are kicking our ass this week, those are two teams that I think, for the past couple of years were expected to be historically bad and not even, contend this year. And they're both in the mix. So that's baseball, Susan.
If we have to die so that the Yankees don't make the playoffs with the Orioles getting in ahead of them,
and so
I'll count that as a win.
And so that was my point, and that's where I'm arguing with my mom. I was like, listen, again, even if we somehow sneak in, we're a sub 500 team at the moment. I really don't believe. I know anything can happen in baseball, but I really don't believe we're going to make any noise. And so if you're going to lose right now, lose to the team that is going to knock the Yankees. I mean, the Yankees being bad this year is amazing. It's amazing. We were supposed to be good, supposed to be better. But I don't think anybody, thought we were winning the World Series this year. Whereas, I mean, the Yankees, aside from the Dodgers, the Yankees were the team when they acquired Cole. That was it. It's a wrap. The Yankees are finally going to get back on top, especially then with the short season. I actually thought they were just going to steamroll. And the fact that they are this bad, if they miss the playoffs entirely, that's serious egg on your face. And even if they do make it, if they have, if they play even remotely like this, they're fucked.
Our boys too are losing their fucking minds. Hubs. Marty Mush is starting wars with the Chicago guys. Are you crazy? That's the last fucking bastion of Barstool. It's like Dave is one. You don't fuck with Dave, and then you don't fuck with the Chicago guys. Like those guys are pit bulls. They'll come at your throat. I almost invoked Sons of Uribe and then saddled up against the Yankee fans because that's my guys in fucking Chicago. This is the dirty Chicago, the South Side.
I do love hearing Yankee fans. I think we're at a point with this generation where the 27 rings bros are almost dead. Somebody actually used that argument with me on Twitter the other day, unironically, and I couldn't believe it. Because for the most part, guys like Hubs and Tommy and even that idiot Marty Mush have moved on from that. But they took it a step further, and they're really acknowledging reality right now. Today, Hubs says to me, he goes, I mean, Aaron Judge and Stanton just can't stay on the field. And I was like, welcome to reality. Fucking joined us in the place I call reality. And I mean, until that ever rectifies itself, it's going to be a serious problem with your lineup because everything, that whole next man up mantra worked masterfully for like the season they needed it to. You can't do that. You can't have that lineup of Mike Fords and Talkmans and all those guys for season after season after season. Those were miraculous Band-Aids, guys playing with reckless abandon because they had nothing to lose. You need a real lineup to perform if you're going to be a contender year after year after year. You can't be doing this plug-in shit.
And that's I think why I think everyone thought this Corona season was going to be perfect for the Yankees was that it's like, well, Judge and Stanton, even they can make it through 60 games. Turns out they can't even do that. So it's either
going to be, you can make it through 60 or the reverse. If you get hurt during 60, you miss 3 weeks, you're missing the majority of the season. So it has been, it's fun right now. That's the beauty of, I will say this. It's been 99% painful, but 1% of me has always been kind of grateful that I'm either rooting for the Mets or rooting against the Yankees. Baseball in New York has always been relevant for me one way or another because I got hate in my heart and I got to let it out. So we'll see where they end up. And if you're going to have to lose to to anybody, let it be the Orioles. Looking at the lineup here tonight as we wrap up for this final minute. I mean, this is kind of the lineup that, like, I feel like it should have been. Well, I don't mind. I don't like McNeil where he's at. How about McNeil finding the power stroke, 3 games? But I watch him. I mean, he made that stellar sliding catch last night, and it's amazing. But every time I see him even do something good in the field, I just think how much he probably gets up and he's like, "Can I just please play second base, motherfucker?" But listen, Tom Smith is my hero. Batting cleanup, and I love JD in the 3-hole. Cano, it boggles my mind, but this is how you get to be the number one, the team with the best batting average in baseball, I suppose.
Anyone but Frazier. Frazier.
Right.
Frazier, I mean, he had that fucking weird juju where they were undefeated with him in the lineup. It was like, it's going to be
he probably buys into that, and he's probably doing like Toronto type shit from Major League in the in the locker room.
Our boy Frank the Tank actually tweeted this. It was actual. I fucking should have just printed it out and put it in my house. He said, "I'm starting to believe in Frazier," and I was like, "Oh my god!" I became the Portnoy gift where I fell on the floor. Frank the Tank said, "We're gonna have to pull that up for tomorrow's episode, or maybe after the game." He said he's believing in Todd Frazier, who I think 3 teeth fell out of Tank's face last year because of Todd Frazier. So the fact that he's now reverse course on Todd Frazier, anything is truly possible in this goddamn world. It's also Roberto Clemente Day. We got Edwin Diaz, Ricky Bonus, and the Puerto Rican is rocking 21. My Chico, my guy.
Chico. All right, well, Ricky Two Freds is on the mound here. Let's see if he just gets a quick punch out. We can wrap up on a good note. Nope, not at all. All right, so we'll wrap up the pregame here and catch us for the postgame tonight. And who knows, maybe we pop in if there's a high leverage situation in the 7th or 8th or whatever. Just be prepared for We Gotta Believe streams and videos from here on out. We're in the home stretch. And
that Coors Light.
There goes the no-hitter. There goes the fucking no-hitter. Goddamn. But enjoy your Coors Lights, and we'll catch you guys in a couple hours.
Let's go, Mets.